pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Monday, September 12th meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. Madam Clerk, the first item, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
Are there any questions on the one item on the consent agenda?
I would move for approval of the item.
Thank you. There's a motion by Commissioner Cook.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk. Number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Madam Chair, this morning there are one set of vouchers dated September the 9th, 2016. Total amount of vouchers, $848,622.54. There was only one significant item on the voucher report, and that was payroll-related items for $501,000. I reviewed the vouchers, and my questions have been answered, and I'll move to approve.
Thank you. There's a motion by Commissioner Archer.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Number 2, consider correction orders.
And there's just a couple there. I'll move approval.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item B, community corrections. Number 1, consider approval of request for out-of-state travel for an employee to attend training hosted by the Annie E. Casey Foundation in Chicago, Illinois.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Rebecca Kirkmill, and I'm the employee that's been requested to fly out of state to Chicago to see some juvenile alternatives to detention initiative sites. And so I'm assuming these are day reporting centers or something along those lines. But anyway, the Annie E. Casey Foundation is paying for everything, so that's the good part.
Thank you. All expenses.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Archer, do you have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. What do you hope to learn at this conference?
Well, I think that, this is the Senate Bill 367, I believe is the name of it, is, this massive juvenile reform. They're
Yes, ma'am.
attempting to divert juveniles from jail and from juvenile prison. And so these are, for those high-risk juveniles, these are some alternatives or some type of day reporting center or perhaps electronic monitoring. I don't know, but that's what we're hoping to see. And I think the other people going is, I know Angela McCarty with the Juvenile Alternatives to Detention Initiative. She's the chairperson of that. She is also going. So I'm real interested to see. Apparently they've had a lot of success at this, so I'm real interested to see what they're doing. So.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Further questions?
I think it's just important to note that we do have the Department of Corrections, Angela McCarty, and our Community Corrections, Juvenile Justice, working together on this as we implement the Senate bill and its requirements, as that we move away from juvenile detention into alternatives, and how we're going to respond to that as a county.
Right.
Very good. I'll move approval of the request. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Item C, Public Works Solid Waste. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-262, 2016 with Finian Turnip Seed Transportation and Civil Engineering, LLC for preliminary engineering design services for the Southeast 29th Street Bridge over Deer Creek project in a total amount of $126,350.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Blunt, Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a public works item. And this bridge is the location is the one just underneath the dam of Lake Shawnee. And we went out for proposals for engineering design services for this project, in which we received, I believe it was three different proposals. We had our technical selection committee got together, reviewed the proposals, and ended up recommending the the design of this particular bridge go to Finney and Turnseed, and this is the resulting design for preliminary engineering design and right-of-way documents for that bridge. So if there's any questions, I guess the funding for this design would come from the current half-cent sales tax program. Construction will likely be from a different funding source, but the design would be from the current one. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Thank you, Tom. Other questions?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Tom, we had a fair bit of conversation and feedback. I had feedback from constituents when we first went out for the request for qualifications. As this is a WPA bridge that was built, it's a stone bridge, it has some intricate detail to it. Are we going to be talking with Finney and Turnseed about retaining some of that characteristics or trying to incorporate that into the design in some way?
Yes, and I believe in the prior commission meeting we discussed that, but yes, we are. Now granted that the stone that's there now, I believe was hand laid. We won't use hand laid stone, but we are going to have it look as aesthetically as close to the existing one as possible and make it still a very attractive bridge.
And again, the reason why we're taking this bridge out, and again, that was a point of contention with a lot of the constituents, is why are we taking this bridge out?
It's structurally deficient. You may not see it from above, but if you go underneath, it's pretty clear why it needs to be replaced. It's structurally deficient, just old and deteriorated, and it's getting to the point where we don't want to wait much longer and keep it in service. So, so in addition to that, we anticipate this roadway being widened in the future to 5 lanes. So when we replace it, we would make it such that it accommodated a 5-lane road, so that we would have a 5-lane road all the way from the current 5-lane road, which is basically at the Kansas Turnpike Bridge, just to the west of here, all the way out to Crocodile Road.
And finally, in 2012, when we decided to not, as a commission, have the extension of the Chunga Trail along the Wittenberg Road and with the Wittenberg Bridge, this does provide a possible alternative to connecting through the through Dornwood, the Robinson Family Trust, down to 29th Street to the lake, and kind of that plan.
Yes, we could make it such that would be possible.
Just incorporating in all of those points.
Yep, no, that's good. A motion?
I would
Move to approve. Oh, sorry.
There's a motion by
Conditional.
Commissioner Archer,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed, motion carries 3-0.
Number 2, consider approval of resolution number 2016-63, authorizing the adjustment of sanitary sewer rates for the Sherwood Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant.
Commissioners, Tom Lockfield, Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a follow-up to discussions we've had earlier this year regarding this item. This is something we've been working on for several years now, actually. And earlier this year, provided a presentation as far as the rates out at Sherwood and the increasing operation and maintenance costs, and then anticipated major upgrades that will be needed due to environmental reasons. At that time, the commission said, we want to make sure we give the public or the users in the system as much notice as possible. So we went to the Sherwood Improvement District Board and presented our thoughts at that time to the district board. Their comment was, and it was like basically the general consensus of everyone we spoke to, that we don't really care to see rates raised, but we understand, and it's important to them that we keep the system operating functionally and protect the environment as well as their homes. And then we had three public meetings earlier this year to offer the public a chance to come and we presented them the information, the reasoning, the justification, and again, the general consensus there. Honestly, we didn't have anyone that came out and was really against it. They just said, you know what, we don't really like it, but we get it, and there was not really a lot of pushback at those meetings. How this system relates to the county as a whole is Shawnee County is the owner of the system. However, it's the user rates of those in the Sherwood regional system that paid for operation and maintenance of the system. So it's not county residents as a whole, it's only those users. So it only affect, if this is passed, it would only affect those users, of which I am one. So if it's any consolation, if this goes through, it will affect me too personally. But the last time rates have been raised at this system were back in 2000. So it's been a long, long time, and honestly, it's been too long. However, there were reasons why we didn't really do much earlier. One, we had a decent amount of reserves in the time, and we were able to function off the reserve amounts. We went and did some fairly major upgrades in which we used some of those reserves to implement those projects. Two, and back in like 2008, 2009, 2010, when the economy really took a dive in recession, and as you read today in today's paper, communities are still recovering from that recession. We didn't feel at that time it was really the time to ask for a rate increase when so many people may have been struggling financially. Now we are starting to recover somewhat from that recession, and we've reached a point where we just feel like we really can't wait any longer. So that's why we're coming forward now. And in our thought process on this was we went back and looked and said, okay, the rates were raised last time back in 2000. If you look at inflation and what it's done over the years, we basically want to get ourselves back up to a point where we're essentially the equivalent of what rates would be if inflationary costs had been increased each year up to now. And that is essentially what this rate structure does. It gets us up to that point over a period of 4 years. We've also looked at it such that we're trying to get this rate structure we believe will help those of the lower, fixed income or lower income, will help them, or I guess be the least impactful to them, as opposed to some other alternative rate structures. So even though, again, no one cares to raise rates, and it's always a difficult decision for governing bodies, as a public works director, I really believe that this is something that just needs to be done. If it's not done, and the county is the owner of the system, and some emergency comes up where we need to do major repairs, then it would fall to all county taxpayers, and we don't believe that is really not the way it should go. So, if there's any questions regarding this, I'm happy to try to answer them.
Tom, there's a phased-in approach through 2017 through 20, and then 21 and beyond. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes, we would basically the rates. There's a base charge and a volume charge.
Mm-hmm.
The base charge is what is charged for first 1,500 gallons of water usage. And sewer rates are based on water usage. Because it's essentially assumed that if you use water, the large majority of that will end up in the sewer. So the first 1,500 gallons is the base charge, and then above the 1,500 gallons is what's called a volume charge. And the base charge would increase each year as well as the volume charge. And then for the years 17, 18, 19, and 20. And our thought is we would begin this January 1st, 2017. Then after that, beginning in 2021, in order to prevent going such a long time with increased rates in the future, that each year rates would increase 1.5% automatically, unless it was determined that it actually wasn't needed within the commission at that time, to then say, if we don't need it, we are going to suspend that annual increase at that time. So that is our thought process on that.
Okay.
And one thing I will point out too is these rates currently are some of the very lowest in the region. or it's not the state, but, even if we raise them, we still won't be, we won't be the highest, even after we get to implementing the whole system. So we're very low right now. And so we tried to hold along as long as we can, not raising them, but we feel the time is now that we need to do something. We know we've identified about $10 million worth of improvements that need to be done over the next 10 years. And we don't have the resources right now to do that.
Thank you. Other questions?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Archer?
How did the proposed rates compare with City of Topeka rates? Do you know, Tom? Are we competitive here?
Let's see here. Initially, see, right now we are at, this is based on 5,000 gallon per person user, which is kind of an average, that we typically go off of. And I'm thinking I have the most current rate for the city of Topeka. They may have changed her since we put this together, but right now, a 5,000 gallon user is charged $27.68. City of Topeka right now is charged $29.57. I believe after this is first implemented, the first year, ours would go up to $31.01. So somewhere in the ballpark. But then we would still increase after that in subsequent years. So I think the city's looking at doing something with their rates also. And a lot of it has to do with there are just much more stringent environmental requirements coming down the line that we're aware of, that we have to prepare for. So.
And that's an excellent point.
Other questions on the motion? I'll move to adopt the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 5, administrative communications.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Shavine, Kansas Expo Center. Well, this week is the start of the season for the Topeka Roadrunners. 3 games, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Landon. And then also our third Thursday at Heritage Hall and Park with the Hector and Chato Band. So I hope you can make it out to this one.
What time?
It's 5 o'clock
5
at the
o'clock.
Heritage Hall area.
And who's the headliner?
It's Hector and Chato Band, which we've seen some great music, local music. So it's exciting.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? For administrative communications? All right. Commissioner Cook, you have anything?
Oh, just a quiet weekend, and so you're ready to get back to work.
All righty.
Same here.
Commissioner Archer? Just a reminder to everyone, we have JADO on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock in the City Council chambers. We have a very long agenda, so hopefully we'll keep it moving, but we have a lot of good things to do. Wanted to say thank you to Zach Aarons for his leadership and the Cap Journal for asking readers to comment with their real names. I thought that was really interesting, and I appreciate Zach's leadership. So, and then just to bring to your attention, Judge Tice had a very nice poem about 9/11 in the paper yesterday, and so if you get a chance to read that, it was really nice. So, do you have anything else? Oh, steering committee for comp plan is tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I believe, and then they have a host of meetings, I think the 13th, 14th, and 15th, so it's a busy week. Next item, please.
Executive session.
I do not believe there's any. All right, we are adjourned.
There's something wrong.
Sorry?